nominee to become the next president. I don't know what to call her. So it was announced yesterday that Julia Loeb, yes, is nominated to be the next president of Women's League.
Wow.
Yes, a big honor. But at any rate, in her position as vice chair of education, she emailed all of the Hebrew teachers to tell us that they never set an end date for this semester. And they're not opening up registration to new students for next semester. The email's purpose was to ask all of the current teachers what we would like to do next semester, if we would teach, who we would teach, etc., so that the current students can continue on. Possibly some of them can move up a level like you guys did with me previously. I responded that I would be willing to continue teaching my existing students only, and that we could stay together, but that please don't add new students to my class, because we're kind of going to figure out what to study by what you guys want to study, what I know you know, and what is appropriate next, because there is no set curriculum. We finished the curriculum. But I'm happy to come every Friday, and we'll follow the calendar. We'll add things on. There's definitely still things to learn. Obviously, there's Birkat Hamazon, there's Havdalah, there's stuff. And there's things to be perfected, which what I'm referring to.
Would that be Ashrei by any chance?
Any chance. So anyway, so I hope that you guys will, yes, Susan, just hop right in.
And I don't know if I'll ever learn Ashrei, because at my synagogue, they do it so fast that I cannot keep up.
Yes.
Well, but see, that's my hope, is that I'm getting you closer to keeping up with them, at least on some of the lines. Let's say,
well, I can follow it, but to read it with them.
Okay, well, all right. Maybe that means I have to start going faster, but I don't.
No, absolutely not. I dare to disagree respectfully.
That's fair enough. I get it.
But one of the things that, Susan, there is progress if you're able to follow, and you weren't able to follow before. I'm thinking.
But actually, I give up after maybe 6 or 7 lines. But I'm improving.
Never give up. We're Jewish. We can't do that.
That's right.
Right.
But, one of the things that I can say for our minion, what I realize is that, and I have to give myself credit here and there, because I haven't been in this that long, that, once I started following, and then I get tickled when I'm on mute, and I'm like going along with them until they get to a little stumbling block, and then but I can pick it back up. Right. And say it with them. So, that's for me, that's progress.
It is.
And
I'm not trying to keep pace with the speedos in service. That doesn't even appeal to me, because I think they were taught to race or something. So at my age, I'm not racing. I'm not in any races.
So, I was just at this wedding, and this rabbi who officiated is the rabbi from their synagogue. He was at the bride's bat mitzvah, as was I. So some of these Long Island rabbis, this is Old Westbury Hebrew congregation. They are part of United Synagogue, but they do not have a sisterhood. But the rabbi before him, I called him the game show rabbi. Not joking. He sounded like a game show host, and I was not the only one who thought that. Literally, it was yes. So this rabbi, he spoke for a very long time at the wedding. Now, I'm used to Jewish weddings can be very short and concise. There's not a whole lot to do, right?
Right.
But he rattled on about knowing the bride from when she was pre-bat mitzvah, blah, 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 and explaining about the ceremony itself, as if there were people who were attending who had never attended a Jewish wedding before. So he started from literally,
Ground zero.
Ground zero. So then he gets to what I think are the important parts. There was not a cantor there, so the rabbi chanted. He gets to the important part, which is chanting, and he's on speed dial. He's zooming through. I cannot make out the words of what he is
That's
chanting.
it.
Yeah.
Like
Now, what was your relationship to the bride and the bride's family? I missed that part.
me? Yeah, the bride's mother is my oldest friend. We met the day we moved into college. So I was
Nice.
17 when we met. Yes.
Beautiful.
I just wanted to add that when my rabbi has an audience for a bar bat mitzvah, don't think I've been to any of his weddings. He will slow down because he's got an audience.
Interesting. Well, so this clearly he was all about the English and not about the brachas, right? Because he was singing now the brachot, and if the chazan were there, the chazan would really make those brachot beautiful. He just mumbled through them, and I was very irritated. So, at any rate, okay. We're going to start with a little bit about Hanukkah, and we're all going to appreciate Marcia's sweatshirt. Marcia, show us your sweatshirt.
Oh, I like it.
Good.
It's perfect. It's not too over the top. It's perfect. All right. So 2 weeks ago, I read you from my Guide to Jewish Religious Practice about, some of the history of Hanukkah, and also what one of my rabbis wrote about the two schools of thought. I think it's Shammai and Hillel. It used to be that, the lighting of all the candles the first night and diminishing, versus now the tradition is to light one at a time and add on. So we've already gone over that, and if you want to listen to that, you can listen to the recording. I'll send it later on today. But there's some other interesting things that I recently came across, and something that actually answered a question I had, and so I'm going to share it with you, okay? So the word menorah is Hebrew for lamp. Menorah generally refers to, right, the Hanukkah menorah. However, the same term refers to the temple menorah. So the temple in Jerusalem and the tabernacle, they also had seven branches candelabras, right? Those were made of pure gold, and they were lit daily. They called that a menorah too. But importantly, and I don't know if you all got the Shabbat message, which was written by Ellie Kremer this week for Women's League. And she talks about whether or not we're allowed to use the flame, the light from the menorah, as well as light from Hanukkah, from Shabbat candles. So we know that you use the shamash, the helper candle or the leader candle, right, to light all of the Hanukkah lights. Yes, so you light the shamash first. Well, really, you say the brachot first, and then you light the candles after you said the brachot, and you light with this shamash, right? So your candelabra has 8 regular and this 1 9th candle, the shamash. So, but the tradition is, or it's more than tradition. Give me 1 second. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Oh, here it is. So the practice is, I'm sorry, I'm skipping all around on my notes. All right, so let me go back a minute. So interestingly, and I've wondered about this, and you can tell me what happens in your communities. Sephardic communities light 1 menorah per household. Ashkenazim, they think each individual should light his or her own menorah. So also, it's okay to light your menorah in synagogue and then go home and light your menorah at home. And that's, I think, a pretty common practice. So you wouldn't do that obviously with Shabbat candles, right? If you're in shul and your shul lights Shabbat candles as part of your Friday evening service or tradition, you don't go home and then light them at home, right? Shabbat has already started. It's too late to light the candles at that point. So you light them in one place, but not two places. But with the menorah, apparently the custom is, and the common practice is, to light them in several places. This is, and I think Ellie Kremer maybe mentioned, one of the region president's messages, I get all of them, mention this, that common practice in some communities is that married women, no, this is not the, I'm sorry, that women are not to work while the candles are burning, which is like, really? I never heard of this practice before. There's always something for us to do. What? So then the candles only burn for 20 minutes, maybe we get a break. I don't know. Susan, go ahead.
I just know for Women's Shabbat at our synagogue, our Friday night services, of course, in the winter, they need to start then, are at 5:30. And we have been told that we should not have the ovens on or do any cooking once Shabbat starts.
Right.
Now, during daylight savings time, I think a lot of the women do go home and light candles, because 5:30 is not really the start time for Shabbat, although the candles are lit at the synagogue, but Shabbat really doesn't start till like first maybe 7:30, and then it gets later and later.
So, oh, you're saying, so you,
So the women may go home and actually light their Shabbat candles.
yes, I understand, right, sure. Audrey?
I was just going to say that I had never even heard this term until maybe 10 years ago, but we have started to call it just a Hanukiya or Hanukiyot for the plural.
Yes.
Yeah, to differentiate. And I guess that is the term, but I don't know how far, does it go back forever? And it just
Well, I was saying this, so, because Geraldine asked this question, the word Hanukiya.
I
yeah.
always use that term for the Hanukkah candle called
Right.
Hanukiya.
So I don't know how far back it goes, and I don't think it's in my notes here, but I certainly, so as a kid, I always called it a menorah. And then at some point in Hebrew school, they switched and they started calling them Hanukiyas, right? And I was told the distinction is that there are other menorahs that adorn the synagogue that might not have the right number of branches. And so a Hanukiya always has 8 plus the shamash. So, you know, a place for 9 candles or 9 lights. But I can't explain when that came into being. It isn't, I don't think it's in any of these notes that I have. Let me see if I can find it, but I don't think it is.
No, I should have checked before I asked you, actually. I'm sorry.
That's a really interesting question, though. I mean, because I grew up unaffiliated, and it was just commonplace that everybody called it menorah.
Right.
And then I started hanging around with some of my more religious and traditional friends. And when I joined ADITH 22 years ago, that's when I first started hearing it. And I just realized that I had had a big gap in my Jewish education. So go figure.
So here, okay. So what constitutes a kosher menorah? So each flame of the menorah must appear distinct to the onlooker. So the 8 candles of the menorah should be arranged in a straight line, not set in a semicircle. Similarly, the menorah's lights should be level or on an even slant, not some randomly higher than others. Similarly, so many menorahs, you know, the old-fashioned ones, they would have a flat surface, and then they'd have this rounded sort of very firm back piece, right? And the shamash would be on the top. So the most common menorah design is of 8 arms branching from a single stem. That's what we kind of think of now, right? Just a single stem and all these arms coming out. Traditional model, however, has the flames lined up on the bottom of, backed by a metal plate. In centuries past, these menorahs were often wall mounted, and the back served to protect the wall from fire and smoke. Makes sense. Susan, jump in.
Oh, I just wanted to say you had brought up about Sephardic and Ashkenazic. And I know we've got both types of members, and I don't think if there's children in the family, I think some of the Sephardim also light more than one Hanukiya.
Okay. Oh, here's the answer. So modern Hebrew calls it a Hanukiya. Here we go. I did come across it. Many speakers of modern Hebrew may refer to the Hanukkah lamp as a Hanukiya, as opposed to Ner, which they used to refer to candle, or Menorah, which they used to refer to electric light. The term Hanukiya, a modern invention attributed to Hemda ben Yehuda. So this person died in 1951. So it's modern Hebrew that did it to us again. So they changed the words, they started calling things, and then it filtered to America, and then so did we.
It made Aliyah, the honey.
Reverse.
Right.
It went down.
I never heard that word, Menukia.
So in Talmudic times, when people lived in houses facing courtyards, which opened up onto the street, it was customary to place the menorah at the entrance to the courtyard. Having the mezuzah on the right and the menorah on the left made for a mitzvah-filled portal. As circumstances changed, the menorah moved indoors. Some prefer to put it at the window, while others light the menorah inside an internal doorway. I didn't know about the doorway part. I know people who are very particular where they'll like push back curtains and put a table so that it can be seen from the street.
That's a big deal in Israel. The first time I went, which was in 1918, 2018.
Wow.
We were there for Hanukkah, and every store front that was, a Jewish-owned storefront had the Hanukiya right in the window. And then the really neat thing, and I have a feeling I told you guys this last year, we walked through the old city, and it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous to see all the Hanukiya out there and talk to the people, because they wanted to interact. A lot of people were out there with their Hanukiya and wanted to interact with us. So it's a really beautiful feeling if you ever get a chance.
Okay, so I know we did we quickly went over the blessings last time, but we're going to do it again. So I'm going to share my screen. I think we'll do it this way. Okay, so you should be able to see, yes, I am sharing my screen. So this is Behrman, right? And this is what we went over last time. If you want to, well, is it in your book?
See,
Yeah, so if you have your prayer book, actually, so the Siddur Sim Shalom, the bigger one, so the one that's not just for Shabbat, on page
243.
242, 243, right? In Lev Shalem 429. Plus on my screen. So on the first night of Hanukkah, which will be Sunday, we will say all three prayers. The first prayer, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner. So this is our same as what we do for lighting candles on Shabbat or any other holiday, right? It is the format of the commandment for lighting, right? So asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav. So, but what we add is Shel Hanukkah instead of Shel Shabbat or Shel Yom Tov or any of those other ones, right? We specifically say Hanukkah. The second bracha is a recognition of the miracle that happened, the fact that the oil lasted so long. So Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. So here they have the translation, praised are you, God made miracles for our ancestors long ago at this season. Okay, Marlene, yeah?
So in the Lev Shalom, they have the Ol Emotenu. Is that for the women, the modern to include women ancestors?
Yes.
Okay.
And then on the first night, the final bracha that we do is Shechecheyanu, right? Which is basically saying, thanks for letting me reach this time again. So Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shechecheyanu, V'kiyamanu, V'higiyanu, Lazman hazeh. And I found them chanted beautifully by one of our favorites, Rabbi Ahuvazaks. So I thought we would listen to her. Marlene, you have something, or your hand up from before?
Forgot to lower my hand, sorry.
It's okay. I don't want to not call on you, so thank you. Okay. So we're going to listen to her and holler at me if it's not loud enough.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Hanukkah.
Okay. Any questions? I thought that's the tune I was taught, and she does it very beautifully. And then the second one, which is the same tune. Here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh.
Okay. I'm just going to move this to the bottom. I'm sorry. Why won't this? Thank you. The third one. Here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'echiyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh.
Okay. So the other thing that's very traditional, particularly.
I've got to put my Zoom.
Okay, there we go. Is to sing Ma'otzur, which, let me make this bigger. So if you happen to have your Siddur, Ma'otzur should be in your book. Although I will tell you, so in the Sim Shalom, it's wonderfully at the bottom of page 242 in a normal size type. In Lev Shalom, for whatever reason, it's not in the main part of the book. It's on the left hand. It's on page 429 in the side notes on the left hand upper side. And it's pretty small print. I mean, I can read it fine, but I was worried that maybe some of you might struggle. So I am showing it here. All right, Okay. So, are you guys familiar with Ma'ot Tzor?
Yes,
Okay, good.
My-
Others? Yes, no?
my husband sings it to me every night of Hanukkah.
Well, that's sweet.
Rachel, what, and Sim Shalom, did you say 242?
Well, in my Sim Shalom, 242, the top of the page says lighting Hanukkah lights.
Right. But
And
there,
the other Sim Shalom, it's 193.
but I don't see anything that starts with a mem.
At the bottom, so the bottom paragraph.
Oh,
the
got it, got it, got
Bottom 4 lines,
it. Okay,
okay?
thank you.
So, Geraldine, have you heard Ma'ot Tzor before? You're muted. You're still muted. Hold on, stop talking and unmute.
My audio. Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
I was moved to the side and I couldn't find myself.
Can I-
Can you do a few bars?
Yes, well, so that's, I'm gonna have it sung to, so it's Ma'ot Tzor Yeshuati Lechana Elishabeach. That's so, but we can listen to it sung before we read it. I was gonna read it first, but let's listen. Rabbi Ahuva Zach's my favorite. Here she is.
Ma'os Tzor Yeshuati Lechana Elishabeach Tikun Beit Tefilati Visham Toda Nizabeach Leitachin Matbeach Mitzad Hamnabeach Azekmor Beshir Mizmor Hanukkah Tamizbeach Azekmor Beshir Mizmor Hanukkah Tamizbeach.
That was beautifully done by Rabbi Ahuva Zach. Audrey?
Yes, two questions. The first is, in the last line, I see Hanukkah, but in the translation, I don't see Hanukkah. And I was going to say, in the corresponding line, I was going to say I could be misinformed because I haven't been to church that many times, but I have the impression that Christian congregations also do Rock of Ages. So, or do Rock of Ages. Does anyone know whether I'm right? That's question number one. Question number two is the second word. So it's, I would want to say tzur, looking at that, but it's obviously tzor. So,
Well, so here, let me read the Hebrew for you, okay? Because that's when they sing it, when we sing it, you think that this second word started with a tzadi. I mean, well, it does start with a tzadi, but that the Zion would be over here the way it sounds, but it's Ma'oz Tzor.
oh, so it's the two. Okay.
Yeah, Yeshuati Lecha Na'eh Lishabeach. And you'll notice they all end in ach here, which is, I'm sure, purposeful. Tikon Beit Tefilati Visham Toda Nizabeach Le'et Tachin Matbeach Mitzar Hamnabeach Az Egmor Bishir Mizmor Chanukat Hamizbeach. So the translation, and again, you know, this is, I think, poetically done. So Rock of Ages, let our song praise your saving power. You amid the raging throng were our sheltering tower. So it's clearly meant to be a poem. Furious they assailed us, but your help availed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. So, and I only know this first stanza, and you can see there are more stanzas, although they only have the one in our book. I'm curious, so those of you formerly of a Christian religion, are you familiar with Rock of Ages being sung, and when do they sing it?
Rock of Ages, cleft for me. They're
So
singing
it's a
it.
different,
That's a different tune, yeah.
but it's a different song, clearly,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a different song. I could swear I've heard it, but no, I can't swear. That's why I'm asking.
Well, and certainly, I think I've heard reference to Rock of Ages, but it's a different song, is kind of my point.
Okay.
It's
So-
not associated with a holiday.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but are you familiar with the tune that we just heard?
Not with, I don't connect it with Rock of Ages.
Okay.
I've heard the tune, but only in, I guess, not a lot. I haven't heard it a lot. I don't think they do very much with Hanukkah in my synagogue.
It's a minor holiday.
Yeah, exactly. It's a minor holiday, and it's usually in the Hebrew schools is where they would do this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we were taught, as children, that after we lit the menorah, we sang the first paragraph, this first stanza. Yeah. And that was, I don't remember ever hearing it sung during services at all, because it's not. It's when you light the
Okay.
menorah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So it wouldn't. It's really. I was pleased to find it in both of these books, and but I had not realized before today that it was in these books. But the versions of the books I have are very complete, and it's wonderful that it's here. Okay.
Comment?
Somebody have a question?
I have a quick comment, Rachel.
Yes, please.
Trying to answer Audrey's question. If you look at the lines of the opening prayer, you see the reference to song, shir. It's the closing line in the Lev Shalom says on page 429, praise rededicating the altar. Does Hanukkah mean rededication? So that's a different translation than Rock of Ages, Protector Rock of Our Deliverance. I mean, the one that you said before is what I'm used to singing in English.
Oh, I see. Yes, I see. So in Lev Shalom.
So the
right.
the last line, instead of saying Hanukkah, Audrey said, there's no reference.
Read the whole translation from the Lev Shalom, Marlene.
Okay. Protector, rock of our deliverance, it is fitting to praise you. Repair our house of prayer, and we shall offer thanksgiving there. When you prepare the slaughter of the enemy exulting over us, then I will break out in song and praise rededicating the altar. So Audrey's question was, there was no reference to Hanukkah, but I thought rededicating
You're right.
is
Right, and
Hanukkah.
and you see the word is Hanukkah.
Yeah.
So I think it is referring to the place where they lit candles. So yes, a menorah essentially on the altar in the old temple.
Okay. Sure.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, Susan? You're muted.
My rabbi was a cantor in his previous lifetime. And if you go on YouTube and click on David Cyril, he has a Hanukkah means dedication song that he did.
Oh, Hanukkah
And
means dedication. Okay.
I also wanted to say, if you haven't heard 613's Elton Johnnica, wonderful.
I saw that yesterday. I don't remember where I saw it somewhere on the
YouTube.
web. Yeah, but somebody
Somebody sent it, but it's a YouTube.
Yes, exactly. But someone I know must have linked it because I saw it pass my screen somewhere. So it's Elton Johnnica.
Thank
Uh-huh.
you so much for telling us. I
Yeah,
love that
yes.
stuff.
But this
what
video
was
that
the last
Rabbi did, the little kids in it, one is his son, who is now a junior in high school, and another one has graduated high school, and I believe is a sophomore in college. And a couple of them have moved, so I don't even know where they are. But I think they were all about the same age, so I'm sure they've either last year of high school or graduated. So it's
What's the
kind of
rabbi's last name, Susan? What was the rabbi's last name?
Cyril, it's David. I think the page is David Cyril.
How do you
But
spell
you probably can search Hanukkah means dedication, not even by.
how do you spell his last name? If I want to write down.
Sirull.
Thank you.
He's got some other ones too.
All right. Any other Hanukkah points, Hanukkah thoughts, Hanukkah questions? Okay, that means,
Oh, I did tell my kids, because I do religious school, and I did tell my kids that Hanukkah for me growing up was nothing like it is for them growing up.
Absolutely.
We got socks and underwear. I mean, we got presents every night, but it was like socks and underwear, and then maybe one big gift during the week. And I mean, I think they get all big gifts.
well, as I read from the Guide to Jewish Religious Practice, and whose ever voice that was in, I don't remember the name of the author at this point, but he lamented how Hanukkah morphed as a result of its proximity to, Christmas, and how we felt we needed to compete with it. So, that's just true. It's honestly what happened. Because my parents would say this, they got some coins, right?
Right.
So,
What I got was Hanukkah gelt.
Yeah.
yeah, you couldn't eat, right? It was coins that you could spend, right? Now it's coins that you eat, and then there are these other gifts. Exactly.
Not chocolate coins, real coins.
Exactly, right.
And even when my kids were growing up, I bought them 8 little gifts, like books and records and things like that, but not comparable to Christmas.
Well, I could swear I saw an opinion piece just this morning, which probably meant it was in the New York Times, but that said basically, this seasonal gift giving should be limited to children. So there's someone out there writing this as an opinion piece and publishing it in a major publication. My house, Hanukkah was only for children. And when we were no longer children, there was no longer gift giving. It was really, so, and there was never 8 gifts, never, ever. So.
Well, Christmas was like that when I was growing up. My mother always gave, handkerchiefs were popular at the time. She always gave functional gifts. And I have never adjusted. I do not like gift giving. I am horrible. My sister used to call me Scrooge. I never adjusted.
Well, I never quite understood why. So I had some very close friends growing up who were Christian, and they got mostly utilitarian things. Exactly. They got clothing, they got underwear and socks and all kinds of, it was the big time of year to get new outfits. So the girls at school in junior high, that's when they got their new outfits. That was not, Hanukkah in my house, was not a big gifting holiday, but the gift you got was not utilitarian. It was something else. We always got, new clothes for Rosh Hashanah and Pesach. That was when we got new outfits. And I grew up, I always had a dress coat because you needed a dress coat to go to shul to put over the dress clothes that you were wearing. So most of my Christian girlfriends, they didn't have dress coats. They just wore whatever coat they had over their, dressy clothes. But, I considered myself very sophisticated because I always had a dress coat.
Well, I always did, and it always came at Christmas. We never bought those things any other time of year. So it's just, I think I guess it's a universal thing. They've all been caught up in
Yeah.
going for bigger, better things.
Well, and if you think about, you know, the 80s when everybody was flush with cash, especially, what did they call us? Oh, golly, yuppies, right? So, or double income, no kids, dinks. That's what my husband and I were, you know, for 5 years after we got married. Double income, no kids. We were flush with income. So my friends who had children back then, I gave some pretty lavish baby gifts because I could, right? Then things change. So, all right, ladies, we're moving back to Ashrei or moving forward to Ashrei, whichever way you want to look at it. So, if you have a book and you want to open in your book, let's see, Lev Shalem, I believe it's 181. Your book should be well dog-eared by now for that page. In Sim Shalom, it would be either 151 or 420, depending on which volume of the book you have, but I'm going to share my screen. And okay, I have to do that to do it. Okay, let me make it big for all of us. Okay. I'm going to be nice. We're going to start at the beginning. We're going to start at the top, the things that everyone is most familiar with. I'm going to close my books, get them out of the way. Okay. I'd like to ask you guys to read. We don't have to chant, but I would like you guys to read to me. So I'm going to call on you.
Let's learn some tefillah.
Sorry.
What?
That was me. Sorry.
Let's learn some tefillah. I thought that was actually Marlene saying that behind her hand, which I would have appreciated.
Thanks for elevating my thoughts to a high point this morning, ladies.
I think that was so cute. Anyway,
That's the Ashrei one.
you're welcome. Marlene, I give you credit for, you know, you're very studious, but you also have a great sense of humor in this class. So.
Thank you, Rachel. That's what I'm making up for all the years I wasn't a kid in Hebrew school.
And you're usually at the ready with a line, a retort, and I like that. So, you're welcome to read one line or two, whichever you feel most comfortable with. Okay. I'm leaving it to you guys. I'm being nice. Okay, Lenore, will you start us right here at the top? Is it big enough? Do you want me to make it bigger?
No, I can see it perfectly.
Okay.
Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha Od Yahal Luha Selah.
Selah.
Ashrei Ha'am Shebav Ha Lo.
I'm gonna make it bigger.
Ashrei Ha'am Sheho.
Adonai.
She Adonai. Yeah, you know, it's printed differently in my book that I practice from.
Yeah.
Yuds, Elo, Hav.
Yes, thank you. Susan, will you continue?
Tehillah David, excuse me. Aromimcha, Elo, Ha,
Hi.
Hamelech,
So this is high because it has a yud.
Hi, right.
Mhm.
Hamelech, Varcha, Shimcha, Leolam Va'ed.
Good. You want to
Leolam Va'ed.
Okay, thank you. Edith, will you read the bet line?
But beginning with Bakal,
Yes.
Bakal Yam Avar Keka Vahala Shemka Leolam Bayet.
Okay, would you like to continue or be
Oh.
done? No?
Godor,
Gadol.
Gadol, Adonai, Hulal, Ma'od, Vili, Dulato, and Keker.
Cheker.
I'm struggling with that sound.
I know. Close enough.
Um,
Cheker. Good.
Keker. Okay.
Nice job.
Do-
Okay. Audrey, will you do the Dalet line?
Yes. Door, the door, yeah, Shabbat, Ma'aseh, yeah,
Ma'asecha.
Ma'aseh,
Secha. This is one
Secha.
where it's Secha.
Secha.
There it is. Ma'asecha.
Ugvu wrote Secha, Yagidu,
Yes, Yagidu.
Yagidu. Oh, is it 2 dots or 1 line?
Here,
It's a ya, right?
under the Yud, it's Ya. Yagidu.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, should I do the next one?
Yes.
Hador.
Hadar.
I'm so Hadar, Kavod, Odecha,
Mhm.
Vadivrei,
Mhm.
Nif, Leotecha,
Mhm.
Asicha.
Asicha. Very nice. You're getting there. Okay. Marlene, will you unmute and keep going?
Sure. There is,
The Ezuz.
oh God, I always get that one wrong. Thank you. The Ezuz.
Mhm.
Ezu. Nirotecha.
So no wrote. So you see this N-O.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
no,
none.
no,
N-O.
no.
It's N-O.
It's
Can't you
no.
see that?
That's English.
I know.
No, it's not. Now it is. No, Rotecha.
There you
Yomeru. Ugdulata. Ugdulata.
Uh-uh.
Ugdulapa. Asuprena.
Asaprana.
Asaprana.
Okay.
Asaprana. Ugdulata. Asaprana.
Yes.
Let me try more. You've had enough.
No, keep going. You're doing great.
Zeher. Rav. Tuvcha. Yeshu.
Yeah. Read the word that's there. Ya-bi.
Yabiyu.
There you go.
Vatsid katrecha.
Yep.
Yeronenu.
Very good. Perfect. You just don't listen to your memory sometimes. Just read the
Yeah.
words. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Everybody moved on me. So people are moving around. Okay, Marcia, I don't know. Is it quiet enough for you to unmute?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Hanun, Varahum, Adonai, Eric, Apayim, Ugdal, Chased.
Very nice. I'm gonna move this out of your way. Okay.
Tov, Adonai, Lakal, Barach,
Lakol. This one's actually
Lakol,
Lakol.
Lakol.
Yeah, because there's a dot in there. So
I see it.
Lakol. Yeah.
But what's under the resh? It's too tiny.
A straight
A?
line. A straight line.
Oh, okay. Barach, Humi.
This is they're all ahs.
Okay, that's the part I have trouble saying some of them clearly. Barachamim, mim.
Rachamav.
Oh, okay. Barachamav, al kal me'usev.
So they're all ahs again. Ma'asav.
Asav.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I have to switch to the screen behind this. Okay, hold on 1 second. And make this one bigger. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Marcia. I know there's people who haven't read yet. Geraldine, will you continue? Kavod? unmute first, because I know you're muted. There you are.
Okay. So, all righty now. I'm not looking too well here. Oh, you're at the top there.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's okay. Kavod
Mhm.
Malkutka
Mhm.
Meru Ug Veretka.
So ug vu ratacha, you were very close. This is
Yeah.
under the resh is an ah.
Ug. Let me see. Ug vu Redka.
So under the resh has ah, so it's ratacha. Ug vu ratacha.
Ug vu Ratka.
There you go.
Yeberu.
Yedaberu.
Yedaberu.
Mm-hmm.
The whole, let me see, the Hodia, no,
Yeah.
Livne, Ha-Adam. Okay, hold on, give me a minute. Gerurota.
Perfect.
Oh, what? Ukabod, Hadar, Makuto.
Very nice. You guys really have made a lot of progress. That was lovely. Thank you. I think I'm back at the beginning. So Edith, will you continue? Oop, you muted and unmuted, but now you're muted again. Hold on, you're muted again, Edith.
I took it off and set the book up there.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at Malkutka.
Yes, we are.
Malkut. Call Yolamim.
So olamim. So the
Olamim, yes.
right, the ayin has no
Olamim.
sound. Yes.
Yes, I'm giving that letter a sound. It doesn't even okay.
Yeah.
Umem Sheltaka. We call door by door.
Yes, exactly.
So make Adonai Lakal Hanoflim Vizoket Lakal Hak Pufim.
Fufim, exactly. You are doing beautifully. Thank you. Audrey, will you continue here at Ene?
Ene kol elecha yasaberu be'ata notain lahem et aklam bet ito
Beautiful. Keep going.
poteach et yadera yadecha
There it is.
uma sabia lekol hi
No dot, so lechol.
lechol hi ratzon.
Beautiful, really great improvement. That's fabulous. Marcia, will you unmute and keep going?
Sadiq Adonai Bakal Dirakal Vahasdir
Seed. This
Deed
is the
Hasdid Bakal Ma'asav Karov Adonai Bakal Kor Av Lakal Asher Yik, Yikra'uhu
Perfect.
ve'emet.
Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna see if I can move this up. No, it doesn't want to go up. Okay. Via Met. So we're at Ritzon. Marlene, will you unmute and do Ritzon?
Sure. Ritzon Yiraev
Yire'av.
Yireav.
You just switch the letters, but yes.
Ritzon Yireav
Mhm,
Ya'aseh
mhm.
Ve'et Shavatam Yashmiya V'yoshi
Slow down. Yishma.
Yishma
Yes.
Yishma V'yoshiem
Yes.
Show. You want me to continue?
Yes, please.
Adonai et kol Oharav.
Ohav. There's two
Oh.
vowels. There's two vowel sounds.
Ohavav.
That's
Ohavav.
it.
Ohavav.
Yep.
Va'et kol harashim ye
Slow down.
yash-
Slow down. Har
Kol
sha.
harshaim.
Mhm.
Harshaim yashmid.
Beautiful. Perfect. Lovely. I'm going to do the end. Tehilat Adonai Yedaber Pi Veyivarech Kol Basar Shem Kadsho Leolam Va'ed Va'anachnu Nivarech Ya Me'ata Ve'ad Olam. Hallelujah. You guys improved so much. You know, that practice together. Yes, Geraldine, I'm sorry, I got rid of the words in front of you, but go ahead.
Oh, I wanted that. That one word kills me all the time. The Viveric, no. Tihilat Adonai Yidaber Pi.
Veyivarech. Is that the word?
Yeah, say it
V.
again.
So Vivarech.
Vivarech.
So the Vav with the Yud is one sound, V, and then the Vet is Va, and the last two Rech. So Vivarech.
Yeah, let me divide that like that. One minute. Thank you.
You're welcome. No, this was you guys so much better. Really, obviously you have been practicing. I'm very pleased. All right. So happy Hanukkah. Next.
Are we, I always do this, but I like everybody. Is Mary Ellen ever going to come back?
Oh yeah, I think she's just been really tied up. She was busy with her daughter's wedding. She was out of town, this and
I didn't
that.
know about the wedding or anything. And then,
And Connie just couldn't make it this week. Marjorie also had
Nice,
had
Sherilyn.
meetings.
Connie just kills Ashray. She is so good. So,
But so I'm gonna send out in my email my administrative announcement, which is that we will continue, and I might ask you if what your availability is upcoming several weeks, but I'm not going anywhere, so I'm around, so we can continue to meet Fridays. I'm not having anyone come in to visit, so Friday mornings I'll be here. We'll just keep marching forward. If there are things you want us to study, learn, practice, whatever, just email me, tell me, and we'll look into them. Okay.